What I have found too is you have your wire that goes over the top and then the wire that's on the bottom. If you actually grind back over the top just a little bit, normally your grinder, you'll go straight across like that. If you actually go over the top this direction a little bit, not too far, but just a little bit, you'll actually get the little pieces, and it makes it a lot smoother, as long as you don't go too far. If you go too far, you'll have this problem where you have one of them that actually popped off with a weld there. So don't go too far, but if you go back just a little bit, it makes it a lot smoother, and those little pricklies won't be sitting out there. Alright, so from here what we'll do is we have the hole there. This has got the natural bend in it. If it don't, bend it just a little bit so it'll go down just the way you want it. You want to try to center this as much as possible, but you do want your squares lined up. The top, this is the top here and the bottom here. You want those right up against each other, because what we're going to do is we're going to put wire in between. Get this centered up here. We're going to put wire, a piece of wire on the ends, one on this end, one on this end, and then probably a couple more on the inside. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to run my wire through it and then twist it off and then cut it. So what we'll have is just a few little wire ends that will hinge. You want them to be just a little bit loose, so that way when you go to open it, you've got a hinge action rather than trying to bend the wire back and all that. So you'll put them in just a little bit loose. I'll actually put a couple of them in, and then I'll show you on the last one how I'm putting them in and how we got it centered up. So I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so as you can see, I put one wire here, one wire here. Those are on the ends. It does move quite a bit back and forth. That's not a big deal, nothing to worry about. But I am going to put a couple more on the inside here, just a little bit, to hold it a little bit better. You do want to go square down, square from the top to square from the bottom. So just put that through there. All I'm doing is pushing the wire back, pushing it down so it's a little flat. Clip off. Put another bend in the wire here. And I'm going to put one more right about here. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as they're in there. Do that, push it down, cut it off. So I've got 4 here. Pretty good hinging system at that point. What you want to do is, when I take these and take pliers or needle nose, whatever you've got, you want these to be loose a little bit, so give a little bit of room in between. But you'll just grab them, both the pieces, turn them a couple times. You don't want to go too far, it'll snap that wire off, depending on what kind of wire you're using. This wire actually came in the package with the mesh to hold the mesh in. Hold it together. It was wrapped around. There's a whole bunch of it, whole mess of it. Real easy to work with. I don't know really how durable it is. You can use a string that's going to make you feel better, because the string may last longer. I don't know, but this is what I'm using for now. I may have to do an update on it later and let you know. But twisted that off, so right at the top, I just cut it off there. That way that can swivel around in there nice and neat. So we'll basically take the rest of these, and I bend them up just a little bit, so I've got a little bit of space in the eyelet there. Grab them, turn them a few times. You don't want them to get tight, so don't want to go too far. Make sure that they are swiveling though. This one, that one didn't actually swivel around. Felt like it did, but I must have only had one connected here to the pliers, so I'll try that again. You want to grab both so it actually spins. Yeah, I can feel it doing it there. Okay, so this one's going to be a little more contrary, which is fine. I just can't see it is the only problem I'm having. You won't be making the video, so you'll be able to see what you're doing. There we go. So, get that one in there. It's trying to turn back on me, so we'll pull it back out here. Snip the ends off of it. So that swivels on the inside there. Basically all we're doing is we're making a hinge system for the top of this. So whenever you go to open it, it opens easily and closes easily. Get that one done. Snippy snip. Like that, and the last one. Oh, that one came off. Not a problem, so I'll just grab it and flip it back over so I can get to it with my pliers. Grab both ends. Spin it around a few times. I got it that time, but not quite as many as I wanted. A couple more. There we go. Alright, so now we cut it off at the top. We've still got some rounds on it. And now we've got the hinge system. That works a lot better whenever those things actually go around in circles. So whenever you're checking your bait, you can get it up. It's out of the way. Easy to do. Okay, so at that point, you can just push it down. It's nice and flat. You can see that it's covered on both sides. This is how much is actually overlapping on both sides. The bottom is only overlapping about 3 squares, which is fine. And so now what we'll do is we're going to put a rubber band on both corners here. Actually, I go in about 3 or 4 squares, and I'll tie a rubber band, push it through, tie it back through the rubber band, one on both sides, and then we'll put the wire on the bottom of it. And I actually use a coat hanger as the bottom piece because the coat hanger is a lot tougher, and once you get it in your rubber band, it won't pop back out or come undone or anything, or else I would use the same wires I'm using on this. So let me get that ready and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so I've got the rubber bands out. These are just regular fat rubber bands. What I've done is I've run them inside, like I said, 3 squares down on the end, on the bottom. And then this is the hook that I made out of clothes hanger. So let me show you how to make the hook. Actually, let's do the rubber band first. This is the easy part. So we'll go 3 squares in, 1, 2, 3. Put the rubber band through the square. These fit okay, nice and neat. What you want to do is take the top, put it through the bottom. This is just cosmetics. This is going to leave the nice little bow on the top. Don't have to do it this way. I like mine to look pretty, so I'll do it that way, and it leaves a nice little bow on the top, nice and neat. You want to work that through, make sure it's good and tight going through.